I found a meaningful passage that I wanted to share. Self-Surrender by Gandhi. Our existence as embodied beings is purely momentary. What are 100 years in eternity? But if we shatter the chains of egotism and melt into the ocean of humanity, we share its dignity. To feel that we are something is to set up a barrier between God and ourselves. To cease feeling that we are something is to become one with God. A drop in the ocean partakes of the greatness of its parent, although it is unconscious of it, but it is dried up as soon as it enters upon an existence independent of the ocean. As soon as we become one with the ocean in the shape of God, there is no more rest for us, nor indeed do we need rest any longer. Our very action, our very sleep is action, for we sleep with the thought of God in our hearts. This restlessness constitutes true rest. This never-ceasing agitation holds the key to peace ineffable. This supreme state of total surrender is difficult to describe, but not beyond the bounds of human experience. It has been attained by many dedicated souls, and may be attained by ourselves as well. Oh, Gandhi. Yes, that was Gandhi. Isn't it fascinating? Well, first let's just take a moment to sit with these thoughts. If any emotions arose, feelings, sparks, ideas, if not a deeper feeling, an opening. Sometimes we hear profound truths or the next truth or opening for ourselves that create that opening for the next version of ourselves to step through and claim as our own that already is, but simply along the way of realizing and actualization. But it's fascinating. In my journeys, as I did a lot of searching, it's so fascinating how people from all time and space, all cultures and races, all times, all time and spaces, that the one thing that holds true and remains is just this, for it's ageless. How we as people and each human being are on the journey of awakening in our own unique way. Regardless of the cards we have been dealt in this life, we're always circling around one core truth. The truth of love. The desire to come home. And what is home? It's connection. Connection with ourselves, connection with God, connection with all life itself, all that is. and more. But that journey, that never-ending journey, like Lamb Chop's song, I really love that show and that song. But how every person speaks to this in their own way, their own time and space, their own awareness, the cards that they have been dealt. Whether it was Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, or Andrew Harvey, or anyone who feels that inkling inside that they want to address, or find, or make. And because this is a universal plight, or rather a universal experience, it doesn't even matter if one is known or unknown, because it touches us all. And a true act of love, of courage, of heart. How can one begin to compare? When a heart chooses and makes that leap and that choice, it is the greatest thing anyone can do. And in that way, it's perfect to our person and personality. And that is, it's exactly that sets us free. How we begin to pave the road, one brick or block or living step and thought at a time. And so I came across this passage and I thought, wow. People who have come before us from all walks of life, who either specifically journeyed the journey of awakening in any which manner, whether it's service to humanity, righting a great injustice, learning to be a father and a mother, a businessman or woman, whatever it may be. For those that choose the way of love. And the way of love is not that complicated. I mean, God knows it seems complicated, and when we get stuck in our mind, that's when it is, and it feels beyond impossible. But when we open and surrender, not so much that all illusions fade, and granted, yes, it kinda, at times, because we're at different moments at every time, or at different times at every moment. This is the only journey to make. And in truth, it's the only one, the only thing anyone is actually doing in this life, which I think is so exciting and so profound, because it's irregardless, and it touches us all, and will, for all time. But, and yet, if one becomes conscious of this, we become more aware, and the ability to process and harness and awaken, in a sense, is greater. For with clarity comes the greater wherewithal, even if we do not know what we do or want or any of it at all. Just like how when you're growing a business or growing anything, it's like they all say, what gets measured can improve or whatever. Just like that, with greater awareness, comes greater clarity of insight. And the more frequently those clarity calls, that clear insight calls come, the more grounding we make within, and hence the more grounding we make without. So then, the measure and trajectory of a life. We will do what we will because we will. It's the nature of being human and alive. But with awareness, there is that potential for exponential growth. And likewise, by that measure, if not more, exponential joy, surrender, openness into the sea and the bliss of humanity, of eternity. Of everything. How does one even begin to articulate that? But it's the only thing enjoyable to articulate. Kind of like when you finally fall in love and you see your first child for the very first time. Your heart opens so wide and your eyes dilate even wider, and you just know what there is to know. There is no question and no doubt. There perhaps is a renewed fire and understanding, so deep one cannot even name or touch or speak, but you find to hold so precious and so true. Likewise, take that exact feeling, multiply it by 1,001. But now, it's not you and your children, or you and your love, but you and yourself and you and your beloved. Whatever faith we may have or not, because that is an individual choice and journey, but more so our connection to ourselves, which then begins it all. Every journey there is to make. Oh. Anyways, to Self-Surrendering by Gandhi and Jane. Okay.